My name's Katie. I'm 28 and currently a stay-at-home mom. I've been working hard since graduating from college. Even after getting married, that didn't change, but having a child made me take maternity leave for now. My husband, Leonardo, is the same age and we met at the same company. Not to speak for myself, but the company I work for is a reasonably large one, and it is a good place for both women and men to shine equally, depending on their abilities. Leonardo was amazing at work, and I was truly happy during our dating and cohabitation period. When he proposed, and even at our grand wedding, I believed our happiness would last forever. Until our child was born. Let me say up front, it's not the child's fault. When I found out that I was pregnant, I was delighted that I would be able to give birth to my beloved Leonardo's child. And of course, since it was my own child, I wanted to give him my undivided love. Morning sickness and labor were tough, but hearing my baby's first cry, both of us wept. Leonardo said, "Katie, you did great. From now on, I'll make sure you and our child are always happy." Our son, whom we named Lenny, combining our names, was born. I became a full-time mom under the agreement that I'd return to work when Lenny turned 1. But reality was far from what I expected. I was prepared, but Lenny cried a lot, completely indifferent to my schedule. That's okay. Crying is a baby's job. However, as I struggled with unfamiliar parenting, Leonardo gradually became arrogant. For instance, one morning, Lenny was crying. At that time, I was preparing Leonardo's lunch for work. "Leonardo, could you please watch Lenny for a bit? I can't leave the stove." "Huh. Just turn off the stove and soothe him." "I'm busy." "I get that, but just for a second. Maybe his diaper is wet." "So you do that. You're failing as a wife if you let your husband change your children's diapers." I was shocked by Leonardo's cold words. "Everyone's busy in the morning. But isn't your own child a priority?" Ignoring my dismay, he continued. "I'm starving. Just get my breakfast ready, okay? And my fried egg better be runny, you know." Why does he care about how his egg is cooked, but not about crying Lenny? I was about to snap, but didn't want to waste energy in a morning spat, so I quickly soothed Lenny and served Leonardo breakfast. "It's late. I said I like runny eggs, and these are fully cooked. Weren't you watching the pan? Get it together. You're a housewife after all." "Sorry." Looking back, I shouldn't have apologized then. But at this time I forced to convince myself that he might have been under a lot of stress because he was in charge of a big project at work, and I chose the path of least resistance. Even on his day off, Leonardo did not try to do anything. Beside me, handling chores with no makeup and tied back hair, he just lay on the couch, watching TV all day. Even when Lenny cried, he wouldn't glance at the crib. My frustration went beyond anger, wondering if he even heard the cries. From dawn to dusk, I was busy with laundry, cleaning, and cooking, with no time to sit. Plus, Lenny needed to be held by someone standing. She'd cry the moment I sat down. "Hey, could you hold him for a bit? You can watch TV while standing, right?" "Oh, come on. Can't I have my day off? You're at home every day, just taking care of Lenny and doing chores, right? Remember, I'm the one feeding you both, with no income from you." "Huh. Let me have a break once in a while, and let me do whatever I want. You're home every day, taking care of Lenny, and doing nothing but housework. I'm the one who feeds you guys with no income, remember?" Tisk. Leonardo, barely concealing his irritation, clicked his tongue loudly. Then, with a resigned look, he picked up Lenny and flopped onto the sofa. But as expected, Lenny just cried louder. "Duh. Now that I've carried you in my arms, what the hell? See? He wants his mommy to carry him. You're the only one who can hold him." "All right. Could you make Lenny's milk? I'll feed him." "Huh. That's easy, just pour hot water." "You can do it. Don't rely on me for everything." "And what about lunch?" "I haven't finished the laundry and cleaning yet. It's not ready." "Fine, I'll make it." Leonardo, in a tantrum, stomped into the kitchen. I was upset, but if he was making lunch, it meant less work for me. So, I focused on feeding Lenny. When I finally got him to sleep, there was Leonardo, alone, eating instant noodles and passed out on the sofa. So, making lunch meant just for himself. I felt sad, quietly went to the kitchen, and just nibbled on some bread. I was too tired to even bother with making my own noodles. I became a complete one-parent childcare situation, and Leonardo never helped me with the housework or childcare after all. To begin with, helping is the wrong word for taking care of his own child. Leonardo's self-centered behavior continued. He never stirred when Lenny cried at night. He even took his pillow and blanket and left the bedroom, or disappeared to a comic book cafe without a word. One day, he said he was on a business trip and left for 5 days. Our workplace did have departments with travel, so I didn't question it. But the days without him, who would take care of Lenny if I asked him to, even though I didn't want to, were really difficult. Both our families lived out of state, and we couldn't ask for their help. I had friends, but they were all either close in age to my children or still single and career women, so I knew I couldn't call on them for help, even if it was just a business trip by my husband. Please, stop crying. How many times did I say that while Leonardo was gone? Lenny cried day and night, and I barely slept, dozing off whenever he napped. 5 days later, I'm back. That was fun. Leonardo returned after the promised 5 days, but something was off. He left home saying he was going on a business trip. He was wearing a suit, and there must have been more than one white shirt in his bag with a change of clothes in it. Yet, there he was in front of me, dressed in a t-shirt and his finest jeans. Additionally, he was holding a bunch of souvenir bags printed with characters from a famous theme park. Leonardo, what's this? You can tell by looking at it. There's a new attraction at that theme park, and I really wanted to go. I had a friend who had some free time on his schedule, so I asked him to go with me. You've been playing at a theme park for the past 5 days. What about your business trip? That was a lie, haha. But I did take leave from work. It's under family time with Katie and Lenny, so if anyone from work thanks you for the gifts, just play along, okay? I felt dizzy, almost fainting. Lenny was just a few months old. I had barely slept these past 5 days. And here was this man who'd lied about a business trip to go to a theme park, pretending it was a business trip. I might have been able to forgive a trip to the theme park for some relaxation, but only if he had been honest about it. The fact that he lied about it being work-related, that's what I can't forgive. Leonardo was happily sorting through the souvenirs, unaware that I was shaking my knuckles in anger. He was an enthusiast, always buying rare merchandise on his trips. Hey, did you enjoy tricking me to go to the theme park? Hey. I'm the one who provides for you and Leonardo, and it's none of your business when the pillar of the family decides to take a break, and you've been playing around while I've been away, haven't you? That was the last straw for me. Don't talk to me like you know me, like someone who lied at work and didn't come home. You have no idea how hard I've been through those 5 days on my own. Let me ask you, how many times did you change Lenny's diapers after she was born? How many times have you stayed up with him crying at night? Not even once. And don't you dare tell me that I was playing freely. Leonardo probably never expected me to talk back. At first, he looked as shocked as if he'd been hit by a bird shot, but then his face turned beet red, and he started yelling back. You're just a housewife who stays at home. Don't you dare stand up against me, you useless wife who can't cook or do housework. If you're going to talk like that, then can you make as much money as I make? Do you have any idea how hard it is for me to earn $3,000 a month at this young age? Just shut up and do housework and childcare at home. Don't tell me what a man should do. That was Leonardo's true color. All my love and memories of him faded away. I was done with everything. For Lenny's sake, I decided to leave this useless man. With that decision of mine, I took a sleeping Lenny in my arms and left the living room without saying a word. Hey, where are you going? Make sure to wash my laundry from the trip. I could hear Leonardo's voice commanding me from behind. Even then, he could only think of himself. The washing machine does it all once you press the button. He could do it himself. But I held back my words and slammed the front door. I got into the car and drove to a certain place. Several hours later, it was completely night by the time I returned home with Lenny. The table was a mess with empty containers from some fancy sushi place Leonardo had ordered takeout just for himself. What's with that look? You're the one who left without making my meal, so I got myself some top-grade sushi. It's all your fault. Oh, really? Well, do whatever you like. We're not going to be husband and wife anymore. Leonardo looked stunned, his eyes as wide as Lenny's. But I didn't care. I thrust the divorce papers I had just picked up from the city hall at him. Here, the divorce papers. I've already signed my part, you just need to write yours. Hurry up, please. I want to submit them tomorrow. Huh. You've got to be kidding. Why should I sign this? Just apologize, and everything will be settled. Shut up. Why do I, who did nothing wrong, have to apologize to you? I don't need a father who can't even take care of his own son. Just sign it and put your stamp on it. Leonardo seemed to realize I was serious. He stumbled over his words, trying to continue. But, Katie, if we divorce, what will happen to you and Lenny? I might have my family far away, but you'll be in trouble. Even if you go back to work, you'll need to find an apartment and a daycare. Bob, just be quiet. I've got everything figured out, so I can divorce you. What? I first went to the city hall for the divorce papers, then to my workplace. I told my boss I want to end my maternity leave early and return to work, and he agreed. The company will provide me with a dorm. Being a single mother isn't rare nowadays. I got a place in a building with other single parents. And as for the $3,000 you earn, I can make that too. I don't want anything from you anymore. Once we're divorced, you don't have to see Lenny, and frankly, I don't want you to. I don't need alimony or child support, just divorce me now. I don't want to say this, but thanks for everything, and goodbye forever. Leonardo turned pale as a ghost. It was a blue so intense, it resembled paint. It was the kind of blue that made you think of blood draining from someone's face. Katie, I've been a terrible husband and father. I'll change, I swear. I'll come straight home after work, no more going out. I'll take care of Lenny when he cries, and we'll have quality family time. Please, don't divorce me. I can't do without you. Enough, Leonardo. I'm done with you. I can live without you, and so can Lenny. No. Don't let our issues affect Lenny like this. He's too young, it's unfair to him. I do love him. He's my only son. I was sick to my stomach with his sudden change of heart. But my mind was made up. Leonardo, no matter how much you whine, I'm determined to get a divorce, even if it means going to court. Show some dignity for once. If you're so determined, then leave Lenny with me. I can't trust a mother like you with his upbringing. I have the financial means, I can win custody. I was fed up with his foolishness. I couldn't even remember why I married him in the first place. I decided to play my trump card. Leonardo, you'll never get custody. How can you be so judgmental? I didn't think someone like you was a suitable mother for Lenny. I'm divorcing you because it's a good opportunity. But, like I said, I'll get custody. Confident for someone who's been cheating, aren't you? Huh. Leonardo, did you think I didn't know anything? When you lied about being on a business trip and went to the amusement park, you said you went with a friend, but that was a lie, right? You actually went with your mistress. I know everything. I'll be getting a lawyer for this matter. We'll meet next in court. Goodbye. Wait a minute. What do you mean I'm cheating on you? You'd better stop bullshitting me. Or I'll sue you for defamation of character too. Let me enlighten you. When I was talking to my boss at work, he casually gave me candy that's only sold at that amusement park. He said it was a souvenir from a female employee who took a day off to travel there on the same day you went on your business trip. Do you get the implication? Leonardo fell silent at my words. It was a complete fluke, but when I confided to my boss that Leonardo had lied about a business trip to go on vacation with a friend, my boss said, "Maybe you'd like these candies." They were a souvenir from an employee who took leave for a trip. At that moment, my boss and I locked eyes. It felt like something had clicked into place. As a result, the truth was revealed. I hadn't expected such favorable evidence so quickly, but my efficient boss also immediately checked on the affair. The young female employee, in her early 20s, admitted to the affair while crying. She had been visibly cheerful at work, leading everyone to believe she had a new boyfriend. She and Leonardo desperately wanted to go on the trip, so he lied about going home due to family matters, and she took paid leave for travel. Leonardo had been thorough, not distributing any souvenirs at work. But this is not acceptable in a workplace where trust comes first. Furious, my boss signed as a guarantor on the divorce papers I had with me. Another close colleague at work gladly agreed to be the second guarantor. "If there's anything troubling you, I'll definitely help," he said with encouraging words. With no escape left, Leonardo quickly became submissive and eventually agreed to the divorce smoothly. I reported the divorce circumstances and Leonardo's affair to both our parents. My parents were furious, but his parents were even more enraged, cutting ties with Leonardo. Though I had defiantly said I didn't need alimony or child support, Leonardo's parents insisted, blaming their foolish son, and paid me a substantial amount from their savings and Leonardo's. Now, I'm starting a new life. I've returned to work, leaving Lenny in daycare, and I'm working hard. Thanks to my boss's consideration, I've moved to a different department, so I no longer see Leonardo. Apparently, Leonardo and his mistress are in hot water at work, facing either demotion or voluntary resignation. Despite struggling alone with parenting, I'm determined to become a stronger mom for Lenny, with the help of those around me.